These are 6 unspoken signs of high status men. Acting and behaving in this way will lead to women and men respecting you much more. The way that you act and behave is the way that the world is going to reflect back to you your own value and your self-image. And if you act in a needy and desperate way, you're only going to get that reflected back to you. And no matter how much money or status or success you achieve or how good of a body you have, no one's going to treat you the way that you want to be treated. So it all starts with adopting the mannerisms and behaviors that high status men have. And I'm going to be breaking down 6 of the most important ones in this video. Starting with the first thing, which is that high status men do not try to impress others. They do not give a fuck to try and impress a girl, a guy. They are just doing their own thing and they are very self-assured. See, the more that you speak about your accomplishments, your accolades, anything that you've done, the more insecure you seem. The only person who feels like they need to have something to prove and they need to talk about themselves, it just comes across as like, why does this guy feel like he has to talk about these things to make us like him? If you were just so self-assured and you knew that people were going to like you because you're charming, you're charismatic, you're a cool, nice guy, and your presence is valued, you don't feel like you need to prove yourself with anything. And that's really the most important thing you should take away from this first lesson, which is that you being there as a high status guy is more than enough value being brought to the table. All you need to do is divert your attention from yourself to other people. Talk to them about themselves, really get to know them, ask meaningful questions, dig deep. These sorts of things is gonna make you so much more appreciated and seem more secure and high status than ever before. It's only the insecure person who will try and talk about their watch or their car or their apartment or how much money they're making or constantly talk about themselves. Of course, if you're asked questions, you can answer them, but it shouldn't be you trying to talk about those things or make it so obvious or rub it in people's faces. This is only gonna make you seem insecure and take away from your overall status and aura that you could have had. And now before we get into the second sign, I made every single one of you a high value man guide teaching you all the ways that you can improve your value across the board as a man and become that high status guy that girls admire and chase. That's completely for free. It is the first link in the description below. And now the second sign is that high status men do not chase. They don't chase girls. They don't try and go after a girl continuously. And I want to really differentiate this one. This one's really important to me because a lot of guys will hear this and they'll think, okay, well, I'm not going to go chase and go talk to girls at the club. No, you have to talk to people. I'm initiating conversation, I would say 80 to 90% of the time. But the difference between me and how I view chasing versus attracting is that, yes, you have to be the person to make things happen. Nothing's going to fall in your lap. You have to have some urgency and you need to be a little bit aggressive in pursuit of your goals. If you want a girl, you got to go out and get one. But the difference is that the second I don't receive the same vibes or reciprocation from someone, whether it's guy or girl, that's the second that I'll cut that relationship off. I don't care to continue something and chase someone that doesn't want to reciprocate. But the thing is, if someone's going to reciprocate, if I'm talking to a girl and her energy is amazing and she's asking questions and we're really getting to know each other, holding great eye contact, smiling, vibing, I'm going to put in, right? Because you have to put in to get out. That's just how it works. Same thing with guys. If I'm trying to network with guys and there's a guy who's really cool, he's inviting me to things, I'm going to invite him to things. That's just reciprocation. But a lot of the times to actually make these things happen, you have to put yourself out there. You have to be the one to initiate. So few people are initiating things in this world, especially if you're like solo traveling, you're doing things, you're trying to build a new network of higher value people. You're going to need to put yourself out there and make this happen. It's not just going to fall into your lap. If it falls into your lap, you got very fucking lucky and you cannot rely on that as a consistent way of networking or meeting girls, because it's most likely just going to happen once in a blue moon. So you need to get used to putting yourself out there, but also realizing that there's a moment when you should cut things off. If a girl's not giving you the time of day, if a guy's not seeming interested in networking with you, fuck them, go find someone else who is. And the next thing they do is they hold strong eye contact. This is something that is so valuable in the modern day. So many people have such low self-esteem and confidence that they're unable to look someone dead in the eyes and just smile. This is one of the things that makes a guy so attractive. If he can just look at a girl and she looks at him and just smile and hold eye contact, this is where a lot of the initial attraction gets built. If you're so much of a pussy that when a girl looks at you, look away and you panic, she's like, oh, this dude's a bitch. That's the first thought she's thinking. She's like, oh, whatever interest I had in him is instantly gone. So if you can just be very calm and relaxed and you can just look someone in the eyes and smile, this makes you so confident. Being able to hold eye contact is one of the most valuable things that you need to develop. If you do this, it is instantly going to raise your overall status and show that you're actually confident. It's one of the most confident acts that you can do as a man is hold really strong eye contact with anyone you're interacting with. So really keep this in mind and be conscious of it when you go into your interactions. Hold really strong eye contact. It's the biggest improvement tip, the one little thing I could tell you that's instantly going to make you have so much more success in all your social interactions. And the fourth thing is that high status men take pride in their appearance. When you are a guy who has a good physique and your style is on point between the actual clothing themselves looking really nice and being fitted perfectly, if you need to get them tailored, you get them tailored so they fit your body nice. If you have a V-taper, you get them altered around the waist to be tighter and really show off your big back and your shoulders, and you just look sharp and you look good in those clothing. You will be treated with a whole nother level of respect. This is so important. When you dress goofy as fuck like I did when I was a kid, no one is going to take you serious. Everyone's just going to think you're a clown because you're just setting yourself up for the world to treat you with disrespect. When you just wear some neon color shorts and a Hollister shirt that's like pink or fucking multicolored and it doesn't look good, everyone's just kind of like, why is this kid such a fucking clown? Like, what is he wearing? But when you start wearing really nice clothing, I wear the old money style. So in any social setting, when I go out, I'm wearing, usually it's either jeans, chino pants. All those are fitted really well. I have t-shirts, things like this, just plain color, black, navy blue, white, gray. And I wear a blazer or a leather jacket. My blazers are tailored, so they're showing off my V-taper. They're tighter around my waist, really fit me well. Perfectly adjusted sleeves. Things like that make a big difference in how the world will treat you. It's not just having the nice clothing, but it's really making sure it fits well. This sets you up to be treated with so much respect. People just naturally will treat you better when you look like this. I'll give you an example. I had my blazer tailored and I had really well-fitted pants that they fit automatically pretty well when I got them. And when I was talking to this girl about 2 years ago, she guessed that I was 30. I was 21 at the time. I was like, 30? I'm not that old. Come on now. And I was like, why do you think I'm 30? And she was like, the way that you dress, it's just so mature. Only mature guys dress like this. And I was like, fair enough, but I'm not 30. So girls, guys, everyone's going to treat you better when you dress really nice. And I would recommend taking on that timeless classics old money style. It will never really do you wrong. So that would be my recommendation. Really try and improve your style. Really take pride in your appearance. And the next sign is a little cutthroat, but it's really valuable, which is that high status men don't attach to any one person, guy or girl. The more you are dependent on other people, the less power that you have. The more self-reliant you are, the more powerful you are as a man. And let me give you an example. So a couple of years ago, I made a really good friend in Sweden over the summer. I was coming back the next year for the next summer, hoping that he was going to be my wingman. We were going to talk to girls to each other. That was going to be the first time I had a friend in Sweden because I'd only been there once. And I was like, okay, nice. I've got a friend for this next summer. He's going to be going out. We're going to party. It's going to be so much fun. I'm not going to have to go out alone and try and build my social life by myself, right? And I was all excited about this. But he got a girlfriend whilst I was away over the winter, and he got really close with her and he didn't have any interest in partying. So that next summer, it kind of hit me as a shock, but I was prepared for it. I've been doing it for over 2 years. I've been partying by myself, going out, making new friends, meeting people, developing social circles all on my own. So I was just like, oh, okay, well, I guess he doesn't want to party. We're just gonna have to do this ourselves. And I ended up deciding to go to a bigger city, bigger than the one that I was currently in, that was just an hour to the north. And that summer, I explored that new city all by myself. I went up there, I was solo traveling, I would get hotels, and I ended up having a ton of success, especially with girls. I met so many people, I made so many friends, and I had a ton of success with girls, all because I went out by myself. And that actually proved to be more valuable to me in the long run, building more confidence, more self-reliance, and realizing that I don't need anybody besides myself to have the success that I want. Now, this is something I already knew and I'd already been doing, but it just further validated that self-belief that I can do anything that I want and I don't need anybody to help me. You can always choose to either take the savage way or be a victim. You could either say, oh, my friend doesn't want to hang out with me. He doesn't want to go get girls. I guess I'll just stay home and fucking jerk off. Or you can be the guy who says, oh, fuck that. Let's take on a big challenge. Let's go to fuck this city that I'm already in. Let's just go to a new city. We'll find some new girls. We'll make a new social circle. We'll have fun there. And that's exactly what I did. So, end of the day, you can either take control of your life and be self-reliant, or you can be dependent on other people. And the more dependent on other people you are, the less power you have. This is so important. And the last thing that high status men do is they have insane self-belief. This is something that I have had now for about 3 years since I really made my self-development transformation at 19. I completely turned my life around. I went from someone who was shy, insecure, had no self-belief at all, to someone who had insane levels of confidence. I'm outgoing. I can solo travel to new countries all by myself. And I've cultivated a ton of self-belief in this journey of developing a lot of different skill sets, accomplishing things in this life. And that self-belief has proven to be one of the most valuable things that I've ever had. Being able to go through the ups and downs that life throws at me, being an entrepreneur, doing new things, developing a social life this past summer in a city in Sweden, and then moving to a new one and starting completely from scratch, knowing in my heart that I'll be able to have a new social life very quickly. That is the sort of self-belief that you need to cultivate. Self-belief doesn't just get given to you. Self-belief comes through adversity. It comes through ups and downs. It comes through taking a path that no one else is walking. If you're just in your hometown with a basic 9-to-5, dating a girl from high school with your friends that you've had your entire life, you don't have any sort of extravagant life. You're living a very mediocre existence. You haven't done anything exciting or worthwhile, So the more you can put yourself out there, take risks, go on adventures, do things with this life, the more it's just gonna make you that man who has self-belief. Try taking a risk in business and starting something. Try going out and traveling to a new country by yourself. These sorts of things really develop you as a person, as a man. And the more self-belief you have, the more it's going to change you. It changes your communicative style. It changes the way that you look at someone in their eyes, like we mentioned before, how valuable that is. It really does so many little things to you that just makes you the man that's irresistible. So you need to have self-belief. You need to have confidence. Those really go hand in hand. And there's no substitute for it. Like I was mentioning before, you just have to do different things in this life, have accomplishments, have successes, have failures, setbacks. These are all extremely valuable to developing that self-belief, is going through this journey of just doing so many different things and ending up succeeding in the end of the day. That's really where self-belief will come from. So once again, I have the High Value Man Guide, which breaks down all the different ways you can improve your value as a man and live the best possible existence and be the guy that girls chase and admire. It's completely for free. It's the first thing in the description below.